I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. Today, we're going to talk about how to be intentional with your time and get maximum productivity. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Rocket Girl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. And today I'm going to explore with you 3 practical steps that you can take to reclaim your time, prioritize what truly matters, and design a life that is aligned with your goals and your desires. All right. And for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I'm Belinda Sandor, founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring VAs to create, grow, and scale their businesses. And I work with my students in my free online community, my courses, and my coaching programs. And today I'm going to be your host for the Rocket Girl Show, my weekly live stream show that airs every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. And each episode of the Rocket Girl Show is designed to be packed with useful information about what it takes to be a successful VA. Okay, so I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. I can see a bunch of you pouring in. We are streaming live on our Facebook business page, on LinkedIn, on X, and YouTube. If you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell because I don't want you to miss a thing. Okay, good. So today we're going to explore 3 practical steps to reclaim your time, right? Really prioritize what matters and design a life that, that's aligned with what you want, right? Because so many of us are on autopilot. We're just chugging through and doing things the same way that doesn't actually work, when really what we need to do is bust a move and make a change. Okay, so let's talk about how to do that. Now, you've probably heard the saying, and I love this saying, right? We all have the same 24 hours. And while that's true, what varies greatly is how we think about our time and how we choose to use our very own 24 hours. All right. So it's, like I said, it's easy to let days and hours and weeks go by and wonder where the time went. And we've all done this. And I don't know about you, but when I do that, I feel very unsatisfied, right? I prefer to feel accomplished and relaxed, right? But as I get older, it's interesting how I think about time has shifted from something that passes or occurs or that there's never enough of to something that I can use to create experiences, to do good work, to learn new things and enjoy myself. I am in control of how I use that time. And that shift in thinking has led me to a whole new outlook that has really helped me craft my life in very specific ways. And you can do that too. All right. So I want to start with 3 areas that can help with your productivity and your time management. All right. So the first one is your routines. Your routines. We all have routines. Some routines help us, some do not. But we're all usually pretty much in some kind of a pattern, right? So if you're getting up in the morning and you're not using your most productive time for what's important, and instead you're doing what you think you should be doing, like making the bed or doing the dishes or folding the laundry, it's time for you to look actively at the tasks that can be eliminated or tightened up. So for example, if you're spending, excuse me, if you're wasting time going to the grocery store multiple times a week instead of once, you might want to look at how you can make that better. Something simple like a list. Or I used to spend time, you guys are going to laugh. I used to spend time ironing cloth napkins. We use cloth napkins. It's just a preference. I like them. And instead I got the iron-free type, right? Just pull them out of the dryer, fold them up, boom, they're ready to go. All right. Small things add up. And I want you to do what's most important in your life first and the rest later, right? The laundry will wait, even the dishes in the sink. And you might have pet peeves, right? You might have pet peeves. And so how I looked at my routines when I was leading into getting really productive was I had a list of what drove me crazy, And for me, because I lived in an apartment where I could see all the rooms from where I was sitting, I needed to quiet it down, right? I needed to quiet it down. So what that meant was the dishes needed to be in the sink because I could see the counter. The bed had to be made because I could see it, and it was causing distress. My bed does no longer causes me distress when it's not made. Like, I got over it, but if it's causing distress, I want you to handle it. I could also see the living room from, it was a small apartment, the living room from where I was sitting. So I would plump up the pillows on the couch. All of this took less than 5 minutes, and it allowed me to settle into my time at my desk and be more productive. So look at your routines and how they can serve you. So I boiled it down, right? Instead of, doing a million things, answering all the email, paying all the bills, getting everything perfect. That's not the time for me to do that in the morning, because that is my most productive time. And those things can be handled later. Now, the next thing I want you to look at is your habits. What time are you getting up? What time are you going to bed? And can you make an adjustment that would work in your favor? So review the systems for storing your belongings. How much time are you wasting looking for your phone or your keys, right? And how many minutes or hours are you engaged in some kind of mind-numbing scroll on your phone, right? It's really easy. It's really easy. And, where can you give yourself the feeling of adding time to your day? Now, something occurred to me less than an hour ago, and I talked to my VA school students about it, but I want to bring it up here as well. Transitions. Transitions are a time when we can shift our energy in a negative way or a positive way. And transitions are a time where we can feel productive, continued productivity, or we can put ourselves on hold. So for example, let's say we finish this live stream at 11:45 and I have 15 minutes before a meeting. What am I going to do with that time? Right? What am I going to do? Am I going to stay in my seat with this feeling of motivation and not motivation, momentum and productivity, and lean into the next thing that I'm working on? Or am I going to go fool around in the kitchen or jump on Facebook? So you have to be very deliberate about your time. And I don't mean, to be like a drill sergeant with yourself. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to make the decision, make the decision, just like every night at about, 9 o'clock. I'm like, you are unplugged now. You are unplugged. And I allow myself to do whatever I want, whether that's hang out on Facebook, read a book, listen to something, watch a movie, go to bed, whatever it is, or, organize the kitchen, whatever I want to do, because I've already handled what's important to me. Okay. So definitely look at your habits. You've all heard me talk about folding my underwear, right? I used to fold my underwear. Now I have it in fabric boxes in the drawer, less time. It's not disorganized. I can find everything, but I'm not spending time doing that. Okay. So look at your habits and question them. Why am I doing that? Why do I do that? Okay, good. Now, this one is so important. This is so important. You need to watch your language. I was walking down the street the other day, this week, and I ran into my neighbor, and she's young and, has some energy. And I thought, and I said to her, how's it going? And I don't know her very well. I've only met her once before. How's it going? She said, different day, same stuff. And I thought, oh, that sounds terrible. And I decided I wasn't going to agree with her. I didn't make her feel bad, hopefully. I mean, that's up to her, but that wasn't my intention. But I said something like, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something like, I'm sorry. I hate when I feel like that. And I said, I launched my conference today, and, I'm on my walk, and I'm going to go hang out with the chickens. My point was, when someone says, I'm doing nothing with my day, I don't want to chime into that energy. I don't want to say to myself, oh yeah, I know it happened. I'm like that too. I was like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Right. That's what she's choosing to do. So watch your language. Right. And I was listening to Jen Sincero last night. I have her book right here. You Are a Badass about You Are a Badass at Making Money. I was listening to her on Audible, and she was talking about language, and I was reminded how critical it is. When we talk about, she was talking about money, but when we say, I don't have enough time, I'm crazy busy, I can't ever get the things done I want to do, there's just not enough time in the day. What we're doing is we're reinforcing being unproductive. I want you to knock that off, and I want you to say, there's time for everything. I'll figure it out. I'm going to tackle this first and then that, and put some energy toward getting it done. Don't wallow, in where you're stuck. And I think, running into this woman, that was like, wow, to actually say the words different day, same old stuff. That's no different from I'm crazy busy, right? Crazy busy is a habit. And you're going to look at that because we talked about that, right? That's a habit. That's a lifestyle choice, because you don't have to live your life that way. You don't have to live your life that way. I'd love to hear if this is resonating for you. So George is here. Carol, hello. Frederica is here. Michelle, Maureen, Heather, and a bunch more of you I can see here. Yes. Okay. So, family and friends have definitely scolded me over the years because my house is not perfect. I could be more organized, all the things. I'm not living in Architectural Digest. I am definitely not living that life. But the thing is that, these comments used to get in my way, and I used to I should do this, I should do that. And, the truth is that I would way more rather go for a bike ride with my husband tonight and put in, an hour into cleaning up or a half hour into cleaning up the house, than spending an hour and a half cleaning up the house, and skip the bike ride. So you have to decide what your priorities are. Is it a perfect house or is it a bike ride? And the thing is it's up to you. It's up to you. My house has not been perfect for 6 months now. Either the house in Connecticut or the house here, it's been in transition. There's been a lot of people in my house, people who I've known for a long time, people who I'm just meeting. I used to would have kind of lost my mind getting everything organized for them, for the HVAC person or the guy who's an electrician, the plumber, the water guy, but I just don't do that. My comment to them is, come on in. It's a little bit of a mess. We're in transition, right? We're in transition. So just own it, right? Own it. So look at your routines. How are you spending your day? I had a student once, she said to me, I'm trying to get all my personal stuff done before I start working on my business, and I can't ever get anything done in my business. Okay, that's a clue. Switch, right? Do the work on your business first and then lean into the other things. So look at your routines, your habits. When are you getting up? When are you taking a break? Are you going for a walk? Are you exercising? What are your habits? Because your habits equal your life. They equal your life, how you spend your time. And then your language is critical. You can convince yourself of anything. So if you're walking around saying, I'm crazy busy, there's not enough time, blah, 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 I want you to say something else. And you'll probably find, I've been correcting my language for, more than a decade. I still say I should, or I need to, and I switch it. Oh, I want to clean the kitchen. I actually do want to clean the kitchen. I want a clean kitchen. Versus I should clean the kitchen. I have to clean the kitchen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep your energy up. Keep control of your life, right? Because I'm going to is much more empowering than I need to or I have to. All right. So watch yourself. Good. Yeah. So Kim says, I like organization, neat and clean, but I'm learning that one in transition, it's okay if it's a bit messy for a while. And if anyone comes and wants to judge me, not my problem. Yeah. And Michelle says, I have to get better about setting a routine. I used to have a routine when teaching, and since retiring, I've let it go. I have to get back to a routine. Routine is so important. And I have been through many routines, right? So I had the routine of work. That is such an easy thing when you have a job, right? Because it's like, okay, I've got to be at work at 8. I've got this, I've got that, I'm having lunch, I have a meeting, whatever, I'm leaving, whatever, I'm going home. Okay. And then when you do that, you leave the office, right? You leave the office, but you live at work, right? So, I saw something on Instagram. Is it, do you live at work or do you work at home? Right? That's a choice too. So then I had a routine with my daughter. And the routine, we had the preschool routine or the daycare routine. We had the kindergarten routine. Then we had the routine pretty much until 8th grade. And then we had the high school routine. And then she got her driver's license and the routine shifted because I didn't have to get up anymore because she's driving herself to school. So I didn't have a routine for a while. And then we got the chickens. And then I have a chicken routine, right? I've got to go let them out. I've got to feed them, all the things. And so you have to put building blocks in. It's not going to automatically happen that a routine is built for you. And I suggest putting the important things into your routine first, which is you, right? Wake up time, breakfast, lunch, exercise, time to have fun, and then build the rest in around it. And that's where those transitions are really important because you've got to grab hold of those 15, 20-minute segments of your life and fill them with the productive things you want to keep going so that you can move the needle. Okay. Yeah. So Tabby says, this is insightful. Sometimes I struggle with my routine, but I'm working on it. Good. Great idea. Yes. Being mindful of my speech and thoughts has been a game changer. I know. Think about all the people that are like dragging themselves around, saying I have to, I should, blah, blah, blah. When all you have to do is change one word and you're in the driver's seat. Now, one more thing I'm going to say about routine is that when I am setting a new routine, I write it down like a checklist. And I say to myself, what am I doing next? What am I doing next? And then after a while, you won't need to. Like, except for very few exceptions, I have lunch at noon every day. And in the morning, Greg says, are we on for noon? And I'll either say yes or 12:30 or 1, depending on if something has occurred. But for the most part, that's what we're doing. We're on at noon. And same for the walk at 5:30. Greg comes down. Are we going for a bike ride? Yep. Let's go. Okay, we go. So it's important to go through it in a very deliberate way until it becomes a habit. Okay, good. All right. So before we go, I just want to let everybody know that we are doing it again. I'm very excited. Please join me for the Kickstart Your VA Business. It's a 5-day free live training that's starting on July 8th. We have a pop-up Facebook group. You guys, this is so popular. We opened enrollment. What day is this? This is Thursday. We opened enrollment and started running invitations on Monday. I looked about an hour ago and we had 584 people signed up. This is a game-changing training. So don't miss out. All right. Don't miss out. We still are 2 weeks out. We're going to have thousands of people there. It's very exciting. Yeah. Maureen says, loved Kickstart. Yes. So go over to vakickstart.com, sign up and go through this training. I promise you, it's going to change your life. All right. It's going to change your life. Have a great rest of your day. Until next week, I'm Belinda Sandor, Rocket Girl, signing off. Bye for now.